Hey, what's going on, people? How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing fine on this lovely Sunday afternoon. Um, I know us men, we're gonna be enjoying football. At least a lot of us is. If we're not enjoying it now, I want to do this show in before my boys start playing, which is the Cowboys. My boys start playing. Okay. Okay, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Is that me? Okay, I don't know what that was. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm hearing myself play back. Hold on. Oh, no wonder. Hold on, y'all. Let me Okay, I think I got it fixed now. Sorry about that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Team Chris slash Soto Nation, I am back again with another show. This is another show that somebody sent to me, which I think is a pretty good topic. Um, as y'all see, the topic is how do you handle a difficult relationship? Everybody should have something to say about this because we all been in relationships that wasn't quite so pleasant. So in the description, I says relationships of today seems not to last long at all. I got a question. Why is this, y'all? Where a few examples is because of cheating, afraid of commitment, uh, marrying too early, or just the fact that we just don't have no more morals or values no more when it comes to relationship and marriages. What y'all think? What y'all think? So that's what we have in this show today. So, Chazzy, would you like to chime in real quick before we get in deep in
No.
it? Yeah, you the good woman. You the good woman. You don't never had nothing bad going on with you.
Yeah, shut up, Chris.
Like Seeker says, social media and people not putting in the effort they used to fix things. You know what? You are absolutely right there. You absolutely right. The thing I trip out for when it comes to these relationship things now, especially marriage, you don't hear too many people nowadays. They stay married for long. I mean, how can you be together for yay so many years, but as soon as you get married, it only lasts for a year, and it probably even lasts long. It probably even lasts that long. I feel like that's just a waste of fucking time. If I gave you so many years of my life and then turn around and get married, and my marriage don't even last a year, something wrong with that picture. Do you agree? Do you agree? Chastity?
I think people forgot what true love really is,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's not
Oh,
easy, and they don't want to put in the work.
hmm. Could be one of the factors is that you still got a lot of people that fall in love fast and fall in love hard so quick. I guess you call it love at first sight thing.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought, yeah, because I thought this day and age, I thought that was played out. But you still got actually some people that do fall in love at first sight and they just rush into things because they so in love. Don't get me wrong, I've met plenty of women I've had chemistry with, but I never just rush in to want to marry them or get engaged to them or whatnot because it's just too soon to make that step. I mean, that's a big step. You gotta be ready for make a step like that. I haven't been married before, but even I know that's a big step that you gotta be ready for, you know. So it's gonna take more than a couple of dates and a couple of humps and fucking and shit. You know what I'm saying? To say we in love. Because the cooch could be good or the dick could be good. They ain't gonna determine your relationship. Anybody can get a good nut. You know what I'm saying? What up, Deshaun? He or she said they listen to the show while they doing chores. How about that? Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. So so that's another one. Falling in love too fast. But let's stick on that for a minute, Chaz. Do you think some of us just fall in love too fast because we insecure? We just stay desperate to.
I think there's a huge difference between falling in love and falling in love with a fantasy.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Like that. So, um, so in other words, we believe the fantasy first before we believe the reality.
A lot of them do.
Okay, I like that. That's good. That's good. That's real good. Man, I can't even say nothing about that. That was damn good. Yeah, I wouldn't thought about that. That's damn good. You know, them fantasies. You got to be careful with that too, because I think a lot of people go off dreams too, make them all lost in love and all that shit. Um, and the shit just crazy. Um, I don't know what's the worst, you know, falling in love so soon or getting your feelings hurt, or are they about the same?
Uh, you can't help falling in love too soon sometimes.
Hmm.
And with love, your feelings are going to get hurt often. I mean, that's just part of what it is. If you're not getting hurt, something is not going wrong, like not going right. I mean,
Hmm. Mm. B just hopped on. You know, what's your thought about that? I don't know how much you heard, but from what you heard, what's your thoughts on this whole situation? What a topic, period.
Well, it helps when people don't make assumptions or jump to the guns thinking they're right about things when they don't know the story. You got to have communication and not so many walls built up. But it's hard in today's society not to have walls because we all have
Mm.
past, and that past makes us build the walls to protect ourselves from being hurt.
Mm.
But you know, a relationship is what you make it. It's something that it takes time, effort, and depends on how much you want it to work.
Dad, it must be windy where you at.
a little bit.
Yeah, it's blowing out up in
Yeah.
your phone. It's blowing out up in your phone. What up, VA? VA doing his live football fantasy thing over there. Y'all go check the homie out.
No, it just got took
He does a
down.
good show.
Yeah, you got to shut
Huh?
down.
VA got shut down because freaking uh, censorship.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
oh.
NFL
You know what?
terrorism.
Speaking of censorship, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm noticing now that YouTube is taking away views, and I don't know why they doing it or how they doing it because the show I did yesterday was doing well, but then I look at it again, my views got cut down some. I mean, is that part of the censorship shit?
I sent you the link on that, Chris, if you would have watched
I
it.
didn't get it.
I
I didn't
sent
get
it.
it.
It's in the Hangout. And I sent it to you
I
about
didn't
2
get it.
weeks ago when they started doing it. They're doing it for for people who put monetary value on their thing, their shows. They're now censoring them and taking views away, so they don't have to pay people. The biggest YouTubers are not getting paid because of it and stuff. So it's
Mm.
just a bunch of BS that YouTube is doing. They're following under the new law that the internet does not belong to the United States no more, thanks to President Barack Obama. Um, as of October 1st, we knew it was coming, that they was going to be taking away the monetary value and knocking down views and everything else.
Mm. Mm.
I guess I just send you too much stuff. You can't keep up with it.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. So I'm gonna have to go take a look into that because this is about the second or third time that I did a show and he'll say one thing in the beginning, but then I go look at it
Yeah.
again, it says something totally different.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go check that out, go check out my settings, see how my settings set. So
Yeah.
maybe they got
Yeah.
something to do with it too. So
It
but
structured
anyway,
like
continue,
the
continue.
ad.
Yeah, yeah, continue what you were saying about the topic. You said building up walls and what else now?
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Everybody has a past. So what they learned from their past, they take with them into their future. So getting into a relationship, you already got them walls there. You don't want to hold past relationships against the person that you're trying to start a relationship with, but sometimes
Mm,
subconscious subconsciously you do and you don't realize that you do. So therefore you got to determine in your mind, is this worth fighting for? Is it worth your time? And some people decide, hey, fuck you, it ain't worth my time and I'm not going to explain myself to you no more. Or some people will take the time and say, you know what, this person is worth it. So I'm gonna cut the bullshit and let him calm down for a moment, and then I'm gonna prove to him how wrong he was or how wrong she was, for whatever
mm.
the topic may be, whatever they got into a fight about. So
So
I mean,
according to what you are saying is that past relationships can't interfere with present relationships.
yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, you don't want them
Okay.
to, but it's there because I mean, take an abusive relationship you've been in before. Okay, that woman or that man, whoever was on the abusive end, they're going to carry that with them, no matter what. No matter if you're good as gold, they're still going to be looking for that one thing that's gonna pop off. Okay, he's gonna be just as abusive, or here I go again. She's gonna be just as abusive. You're looking for that
Mm,
trigger that will remind you of that past relationship. So you hold up walls and you look for things like that. You can't just drop it all and say that, okay, this person isn't like the next person or whatever, because everybody had, I mean, no matter how well you know somebody, you still don't know them. They're still evolving. Every day you're changing, and I've said it 1,000 times, what you might feel 5 years ago, you don't feel the same way today. What you felt yesterday, you might not feel the same way. So there you go. I mean, and people don't like that. And then another thing is, when you're courting someone, you might love them for who they are in the beginning, but get into the relationship 6, 8 months down the line, all of a sudden you want to change that person. No, I don't want you doing this, or I don't want you doing that. How are you going to do that to
hmm
somebody?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how you gonna put them rules on someone? Because you gotta remember, a relationship is two people coming together to make one, but you still have your own self identity too. You know, you still have what you like to do. You that's the girl likes the things she likes to do, but then y'all have y'all's togetherness also. So you always got to remember to be true to yourself, but also be true to your relationship. And
And
that's
you know
not
what? It's funny you saying some of the things that you're saying because one of my pet peeves when I hear stories about other people's relationship is when somebody tell me they've been together for days so long, and I would ask them, what happened if y'all been together that long, and furthermore, why was nobody engaged or married if y'all been together that long? And I get tired of hearing this that we grew apart. What the fuck they supposed to mean? 'Cause that's like to me that's like saying I wasted my time with you to say we just grew apart. What is it that made us grow apart? I mean, is it because we want to date other people,
People
or
stop talking.
communication.
how do we start engaging in activities? Is the sex boring, or what is that? Somebody explain it. Could I hate hearing people say that we grew apart? That's just
Communication is
it sounds stupid to me. It sounds
the
stupid to me. So y'all
communication
y'all
is
fill me
key
in on
of
that.
it. You know, you grow apart because you have different interests, and when you can't get your partner to take a moment to engage in something that you like to do or that you have become interested in, and they want to fight you on it all the time, then that causes a flag to go up. Okay, well then I'm gonna do what I like to do, and then y'all just stop talking. So that's where it starts breaking down, and then you've got the trust issue, and then the honesty and the lies and all that you got to worry about. You know,
Mm. Mm.
and
What about you,
being
Chaz? What
born.
about you?
Relationships not held together by sex. A relationship held together by
When you
intellectual
talking kind of low,
desire.
speak up and say it again. I want them to hear you. Speak up what you just said. What you said.
I said a relationship is not held together by sex. It's held together
Say
by
it one more time,
intellectual.
loud and proud, baby. Say it one more time. Say that shit one more time.
A, a relationship is not held together by sex.
Amen.
It is held together by
Amen.
intellectual minds.
Amen.
You know, you
Amen.
you got
Amen.
to.
And somebody in the chat said you are talking low. They say you are talking kind of low.
Oh yeah, my throat's sore, so I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Mm, okay. And I'm glad you said that about the sex part. That's why I kept on having you repeating it because I think it's such a shame, and it is a shame that you women, a lot of y'all, that thing in between your legs is something serious. It's something serious. That's why a lot of us go crazy. That's why a lot of us got a flashlight looking for you in the daytime. It's bright as hell outside. That thing down there is powerful. I don't know what it is. That thing down there is powerful. And if you got let me say, a simp mind or a weak mind, it would take control of a guy that they just ain't got, they can't handle himself. He want to know your every move. He want to know, he want you to call him on an hour, every hour on an hour, every minute on a minute. You go spend your money. He wants you to show receipts and shit. I can't deal with nobody who possessive like that, And a lot of women, y'all deal with guys who possess y'all like that. I think that's crazy. Why would you want to deal with somebody who want to know your every move? Your every move. I mean, damn, is it that good?
Oh
Man, you
hell no!
can't
I
even
like to
fall.
hide.
It's not that great. So
My
and
ass hides in other states.
What's up, everybody?
You gonna have
what's
to.
up?
You gonna have to. What's going on, Justin, brother? What's going on, brother?
What's up?
You're gonna have to, because some of these dudes out here crazy when it comes to these women, man. I swear.
Yep.
I hear relationships. You know, this woman, she was dating a cop, and
I was
this
just
dude was
bad
looking at me.
relationships.
I only met the woman one time. He looking at me like, I dare you say something to her. Dude, I trust me, I won't. I wait till you leave till I say something. And she told me, she like, he's kind of possessive. He's a cop, and if she doesn't answer the phone, and when she does answer the phone, why you answer the phone? I'm like, are you serious? She said, I told you. I said, wow, why do you stay with somebody like that? Do you don't feel like you in prison? You don't feel like four walls closing in on you? Why do y'all deal
Oh
with
yeah,
men like that?
you do
You
feel like
know,
an imprisoned person. I mean,
you
speaking from
know,
experience, it
yeah.
you feel like you're
So
closed in and walls are just caving in around you because you don't
is
know
that,
how to get out of it, or you're
you
stuck in
know,
a situation where at the time you can't get out of it as much as you want
mm,
to work so bad, you can't fix it all. And sometimes,
mm,
in these long-term relationships that there's been so much damage done, there's no getting back to good.
mm, mm. uh, I'm still seeing people saying in the chat saying that they cannot hear you. Y'all got excuse me because she said her throat is hurting.
Let me try to get
So
another mic on too.
and I know how those is because you can't off loud, you ain't catch or you can't swallow that shit with catch. What up, realist? Glad you came, brother. Uh, Lene said there needs to be trust on both sides. I totally agree.
Mhm.
Sipping the Deep said that's true, Chris. Pussy is powerful, but it's also the power of the penis if used right. And you absolutely right, brother. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Michael said you can't. He said you can't help your nose wide open. Hey, you right too, brother. You right
Absolutely.
too. Nose wide open, man. You go crazy too. That's why I say you got that flashlight and it's sunny as hell outside looking for you folks. Knocking on windows, talking about I see your car in the driveway. You ain't these folks be over here. Don't come over here unannounced. You know? The shit
Absolutely.
is crazy. Yeah, the shit is crazy, man. So we got a couple of other men on here. So Justin, you heard what was said, bro. You know,
Yeah, I heard a little bit.
relationships relationships can be difficult. You hear me talking about we looking for people with a flashlight, the dingaling and the cooch is so powerful, make them going crazy.
Can y'all hear me
So
better now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go, baby. There you go. So,
Yeah.
brother, from what you heard so far, man, chime in or something that you disagree with, you know, or
um,
you had a story to share. Go ahead, brother.
yeah. Based on what you just mentioned from the chat, like talking about how sometimes sex can take control of a relationship. Sex can be like a drug. If you get
Mm-hmm.
it, it feels good, and you'll continue to chase it no matter what, even if it means sticking with somebody
Sure.
that gets on your nerves
Mhm.
because you always want
Right.
it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know that from experience because some women I know, I have no idea why they're still interested in me. Like they just continue to pursue me even though I'm a total asshole to them, and I let them know that, but they still chase it. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm
You
honest
know,
with you, and you're not
that
Game
walking
is
away.
twisted.
that's funny that you say that because a female will chase a male that is constantly not wanting to be with them. They will chase them more because they want it more. Because a female is not used to being told no. So when they're told no, that just engages them more to want it.
It's
Right.
And it's
Right.
crazy.
it's
Can y'all
also
Most
hear
a
me better
females.
by the way?
Yeah, we
Loud and
hear you
clear.
perfect, dear.
it's
Loud and
All
also
clear.
a
right.
process of,
And let me
meeting somebody.
piggyback on what Justice said, brother. Brother, you absolutely right. Men like you said, you ass. You absolutely right, bro. I don't know what it is why women go crazy for y'all. They love the assholes. I had no idea why.
Neither
So
do
that's
I.
one reason why they come at you with your asshole,
I'm
so
a
to
I'm a
say.
polite
But
asshole though.
continue, brother.
Um, Another thing with that is some people they don't like starting new relationships, so they think is they get one, they want to just keep that one rather than going through the process of meeting somebody new, getting to know them and all that business. Like you can just cut all that out if you just stick with somebody that makes you miserable. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the way I see it. Some people don't like the process of meeting new people.
Yeah, I can
That
agree
makes
to that
sense.
too. Because, I mean, once you're with someone and out of the dating game for so long that you have to jump back into the dating world, you don't want to take the time to, get to know everybody and check them and make sure they okay. Because, I mean, today we're looking heavily more at STDs out the ass more than we was back in the 90s. I mean, ATL right now is the number one leading place of AIDS. Okay. So every partner you're looking at, okay, do you got this thing? Do you got that thing? Or would you just rather stay with the comfort zone that you know that's not going to be hitting no other body? They just going to be with you and you alone. Would you rather put yourself through misery for that or whatever? But here I'm speaking, and I've been celibate now going on 5 years in December. So
Hey, Young Jay said it was a girl he was dating for a couple of months. Thought he was gay because he didn't pursue her in a sexual matter. There was a reason why he didn't. And see, that's another thing too. That would make a lot of stuff difficult too. What if it's a friendship or not? Uh, I don't know why women think that we don't trying to go at them sexually. You hear a lot of them
wait, no,
say,
no, no, Chris, I want to follow up. I want to hear Jay talk about that. What was his reason why he didn't?
And
I
why
mean,
was she
that
Well,
mad?
that's that he was dating her and he thought he was gay because he didn't pursue her in a sexual matter. Was it because you had more respect for her in that way and you wanted a better future, or was you just not sexually attracted to her? What was it? Because if y'all was dating, I want to hear more about that, Jay.
"Hey, no matter what you gonna say, I mean, yeah, she gonna feel the same way. No matter what you say, especially if she was black, she gonna feel the same way. You know what? I mean, you know what? Seriously, um, in my lifetime growing up, being on my own, I'd have had a couple of women. He said she had told me prior to her friend said she had herpes. What the fuck?
Uh,
whoa.
ooh,
What
yeah,
the
That'll
hell?
put a monkey
Okay.
wrench in that really quick.
yeah. I would
It
have put
sure
it.
is.
I would have put a cut to that too. I'm right there with you, Jay. I've been like, nope. But see, there goes. Here's a question for you. Do you think it's wrong with starting a new relationship before sexual encounters start? Why don't y'all have a date to go to the local testing place and y'all both get tested together? Is that wrong to ask of your new partner? Say,
Nope.
hey, how about we both get tested together to show that what's there and what's not? Because a lot of people think that if you come out and say, hey, let's go get tested, for any STDs, they obviously think, oh, well, she's either got one or he's got one or whatever, and they take it as a knock in the head. So, I mean,
Mm,
I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's actually being
nah,
responsible and respectful to each other.
It can
you
give you
know
peace
you
of
absolutely
mind
right.
too.
Cause yeah, you're absolutely right. Cause I had somebody actually tell me that once, and I didn't knock her for it. Actually, she had told me a long time ago that she was allergic to condoms. So whoever she started getting intimate with, they gonna her and that person were gonna go get tested before they start doing anything. Now, I've heard story before of females saying they are allergic to condoms. I don't know what's in condoms that make them allergic.
It's the
That's bad.
latex,
Then,
dude.
oh, that's what it
I've
is.
I've spent weeks in the hospital after surgery because they've used latex
Yep.
when they weren't supposed to.
Oh, well,
Mhm.
well, start getting some Reno Saran wrapped in. That should work.
I mean, and then there's also the issue that, I mean, come on, let's be real. Condoms suck. They
I
do.
wouldn't know. I can't talk on that one.
And I mean,
Take the password
somebody,
so
out of that.
I don't even know what they
somebody
had in the
told
store.
me.
thank you.
Yeah, somebody told me a lambskin condoms, pretty much should work for everybody. Lambskin, I never had any, but
Yeah, I'm
somebody
good.
told me they gonna use lambskin condoms.
But let's
or
also,
whatever the case may be.
Aaron just said that condoms don't protect you from HSV or HPV, which is
Right.
very true. But condoms do not protect you from any STD. I mean, they don't. And so you're taking that chance there. But it's just, I guess some people use peace of mind with them. I don't know. I don't. Well, when I wasn't using them, so. But
Yeah.
I'm with Chastity on that one.
Right.
Yeah, I'm lost when it comes to that shit.
Yeah.
My son
You know
asked me
what? See,
about that a
now
while
we
back,
got,
and I didn't know what to see.
so we got latex, and some people in the chat saying they make non-latex. So I'm saying lambskin. Somebody say don't use lambskin. I said rental wrap. So, goddamn, what can you use? I mean, goddamn, what can you use? I mean, you want to protect yourself and don't go raw, but you want to protect yourself. So would it be better just not to fuck? Period. I mean, damn, if you allergic to all that shit, goddamn. So,
Well,
uh,
Simply Deep, I
DJ,
don't
go
take
ahead.
no shade to that. If you think I speak like
Oh,
Reese Witherspoon, I think that's pretty cool.
yeah, I like Reese Witherspoon. She's cool. She's pretty damn cool.
I mean, there's no
She
shade
look
on
old.
that. People's always compared me to that chick. Oh God, what was her name? I can't even remember her name now. But she was the star of that Clueless movie because she had the long blonde hair and
Oh, I
my
know
hair
who
is
you're
always
talking
one
about.
length, and everybody was like, "You look just like her," and I was like, "No, the bitch looks like
I wonder
me,
they talk
and I have a
about. I
brain."
wonder they talk about. I wonder
Right.
they talk about that Amanda chick, Amanda Seyfried, whatever the fuck her name is.
No,
Amanda something.
no, it was Alicia
We should, shit.
Silverstone.
Silver,
Yes,
yeah.
on, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
that
like her
was.
too.
Everybody's always Silverspoon. Yeah, that's it. Alicia Silverspoon. I've since sixth grade, people have
I thought it
said
was Silversong.
she
I thought it was
looks just like me, or that like how they say everybody's got a twin in the world. Everybody used to
Mm,
always say that she and I were twins, and I was like, I don't see it, but people have their own opinions. But
mm.
hey, I like Reese Witherspoon too.
Well,
And
I'll tell
yes,
y'all what I'm gonna
Simply
tell you.
Freeway was a classic. She was a freak in that movie.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. If I can't have sex no more because all these condoms are making everybody allergic, I'm gonna do that commercial like Funko Polo did. I'm be in the pool to be looking crazy,
Oh
hollering
my
and shit.
God, him and his llama.
I love that commercial. See?
Marco Polo. Marco Polo.
Excuse
I
me.
love that commercial. I love that commercial. Did a
Here's a
llama.
Marco
The llama was
Polo.
like, he get around
Marco.
cool and shit. Well, I love that commercial. That commercial touches me every time I see it, bro. Because he get frustrated. He get frustrated to do that. Then the llama be looking around and shit like, what the hell going on? All right. So DJ, go ahead, bro. You heard what we talking about, man. You the OG of the crew, man. So put some spec on it, man. Put some of that spec on it.
Got to put some spec on it. Yeah, I heard a lot of the
Yeah.
things that Bree was saying in the beginning about how relationships should be and like the reasons why they don't work. I'm gonna put my own spin on it. I've experienced some of it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us here have experienced it. It's not just people grow apart in relationship. People don't do the things to get that person in order to keep that person also. In the beginning, you do so much stuff, whether it's the flowers, whether it's the candy, taking a woman out to dinner, taking her out to a movie, taking her out to a show or something to that effect. A lot of times us, whether it's men or women, we do get complacent in relationships also, to where it does get stagnated, and it does get to a point to where you do tend to split apart, or a wedge is driven into the relationship is also. And honestly, rule of thumb for me that I will tell everybody here: do the things it took to get that person in order to keep that person also.
And you know what? And like I said, speaking on the sex, and that's a major part of the relationship because a lot of us we like well, if you don't give me none, I can't deal with you. Which I guess in a sense I can understand because if you're used to being sexually active, then somebody who's not sexually active, it's something new to you. You know what I'm saying? You want that, and you want some of that cookie,
Oh
but
yeah.
you can't get it because they like I ain't gonna do that right now. And then you got some
Mm.
jackasses that would try to say that apparently you don't love me because you won't give me none.
The
So by
oldest
that
trick in the
logic,
book,
what
bro.
you're saying is that logic you saying is okay, I loved you all this time. But when it came to
Mm.
sex, all of a sudden I don't love you no more. It makes no sense. Somebody
Yeah.
somebody make that sense.
I'll jump on that real
Yeah.
quick. To me, is what I was taught way back in the day. Sex is what's called icing on a cake. It's what you want to
Mm-hmm.
get to in the ending. It's not what makes it or drives it. It's what you want to build towards. In relationships, it's like, okay, because I'll give you a personal story that I used to date somebody that we didn't do anything for 4 straight months. And guess who's the one that held it all back? It wasn't her. It was me. Because I told her, I said, once you go this route, you can't go back. And plus, once you
Yeah.
go that route, you don't want to regret doing it either. Because once you do that thing, once you get connected up, as I was told, stuff gets clouded. A lot of feelings get involved. A connection is made. That connection is made. It's hard as hell to break it apart. Even though for a lot of people, it's very, very easy to break apart. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
get hurt, whether it's feeling wise, whether there's babies involved, and guess what? And also diseases is part of all that right there. And to be honest with you, it's like my rule is I was sexually active back in the day. I told them flat out, there's no babies coming from here unless there's a ring. And if you ain't got a ring on, guess what? There ain't gonna be no babies had. Period, point blank. And I believe in
Right.
these day and age, it's like everybody is so geared up on having sex, and to where like, oh, like we were saying, oh, you don't love me if you don't give me none. Guess what? In actuality, you really don't love that person, because guess what? Why are you putting pressure on somebody just to give you none in the first place? I never had to do that nonsense. You take your time though; it comes naturally. It'll come when it's time for it,
I
not
agree.
just because you ask for it. Go for it.
You shouldn't put
Right.
pressure on anybody to do something for you. That makes me uncomfortable
Right.
when somebody pressures me into something.
But
Absolutely.
see,
Let it come naturally.
and on with what DJ just said, man, he hit everything right on the nose. Now, a man want to be respectful to you and say, hey, I want to respect myself and I want to respect you in whatever we got. You know, I'm not gonna be sexual with you until we make some kind of compact or moral or whatever the case may be. But when you tell it to the woman, for some reason, the first thing come to their mind, we gay. That's the first thing that come to their mind. I don't understand that. So
That's bullshit.
yeah, it's kind of like a lost situation because you hear a lot of women say, what I'm saying, all men want is sex. But when you run into somebody that want to treat you like a lady, say, hey, I'm not with you just for sex, what I'm saying? I want, what I'm saying, more. Let's just wait, you know, and you still get ridiculed for it because they say you must not find me attractive, or you must be gay, or you must got something. So it's just like, what I'm saying, it's like a lost situation because I done had a couple of females growing up. They probably spent the night on my house or whatnot and got pretty much butt ass naked, and I didn't touch them. And you know what happens the next day? I laid in bed next to you naked. You didn't even try nothing. Well, wait a minute. Goddamn, you just got through telling me when I first met you, all men want is sex. I'm showing you that not all men the same, and that's your response. Doesn't make any
Hey,
sense.
hey, Chris, I want to follow
Yeah.
up with a great question. Lene stated, can a relationship that starts out with sex build into a solid future? You know, them friends with benefits that you're strictly just sexual partners, can that turn into a great relationship?
I think it can, but it's less likely to happen.
The odds are very low on that to
Yeah,
me.
it's not likely, but it can happen. But don't count on it.
No, I wouldn't count on it.
I was interested in the girl a few years ago, like legitimately interested in her. I mean, I never came out and told her, but as I was growing closer to her, all of a sudden she decided, she wanted to be friends with benefits. And that right there killed any interest and pursuit I had of that person. I'm not gonna say I didn't follow through, but I didn't pursue her in that way anymore. Because some people show you their intentions, even we made an agreement that it was just going to be strictly friends with benefits, and we made rules that we won't get feelings involved, and we're not going to act like a couple. After some time goes by, she wants to start acting like a couple, and I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do it. I had to remind her of those rules, and she got salty at it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it.
Funny how the rules was made in the beginning, but then all of a sudden they got broken once that deed.
Yep. Can't do friends with benefits no more. It was the first and last time I ever did it.
Well,
You know what?
I have a story on that.
If friends with benefit thing, you got to be careful because, like somebody said in the chat, I think women get more attached after you went that route with sex. I think they get more attached than a man because us men, we could bone you and just go on by our business. But if you put it down right with a female, they will get emotionally attached. No
Well,
matter how
see,
much you try
no,
to
I
make them
disagree.
understand, no matter
I
how much you try to
disagree.
make them understand that this is not that. We got a lady say that she disagrees. So of course you
See,
disagree. How long? Go ahead.
well, hold on. I gotta put this out there like this. Okay, yeah, majority of women, they do get attached sexually and emotionally, but there are women out there that can just lay it down just like a man and not get attached and straight out say, hey, you're just strictly a boy toy and that's it. You got one job and one job only, and they don't have any feelings towards it. And then those women get portrayed as whores because it's unrelatable that women can just enjoy sex just like a man and not want to attach feelings. I personally, I can detach my emotional feelings from sex. I'm sorry. Sex to me is we're gonna go do our thing, whatever, yada yada yada. If I am wanting to be with you, your brain is what is going to entice me, and that is what's going to keep me there. It's not about the sex. It's not about that at all. And, I have done that friends with benefits thing. And I will say, I put the rules down straight down. And it was great for 6 months. But guess what?
Put,
It was
put the
him.
rules down. You put the rules
Yeah,
down. You put that coochie down. Or you put that coochie down. Which one is it?
I put the rules down. I told him how it was. But 6 months into it,
We
he
on
came at
Jeopardy or
me
something?
and wanted to go into a relationship, and I was like, oh, backtrack. I slammed the brakes real quick and I cut it off.
I got a question. How many people here have heard women say, I enjoy being single?
Too many times, just
I
too
like
many.
being single.
Many times, yeah.
To
Many
me,
times, man.
being
Many
Yeah.
times.
like having your pick of the litter of penises to mess with without any kind of emotional attachment. That's how I feel about it. Because many women I've talked to that said I enjoy being single are usually ones I've already had sex with.
It's usually the case, bro. Usually the case.
Right. So,
I'm
I was trying
I'm
to
reading
piggyback.
chat right at the moment.
I was trying to piggyback off something Bree said, about the friends with benefits thing, Well, here's my thing, Bree, to kind of like debunk just slightly what you said. If that was the case, then explain to me how can me and a chick kick it for so long and we both don't have them type of feelings. But as soon as sex get involved, somebody's feelings change. Like I said, the guy's feeling can stay the same. But a female feeling would totally change. Now she got all these feelings. After sex
See,
has been involved.
that's where I'm the oddball because I can keep I literally can keep the two different from each other. I don't attach feelings with sex at
Where
all.
in the world
Never
does that keep?
have.
Who's getting in the car? Who's that keep getting in car.
What is that?
I'm sorry, shit.
What, you in a car or something? Get out the car and go on your porch or something.
I'm about to. I'm on my way home.
I mean, like
Give me
when
this
I was,
like we on a game show now.
Every time we got this, ding, ding, ding.
That's what I was thinking. Like if somebody answered the question, it's like ding ding ding. Like,
Right.
before I went on my celebratory thing, my last partner, it was a straight friends with benefits thing, and it was one night we was out. I mean, we was kicking it all the time. He was my football buddy. He was like cool ass dude. We was just friends. And then that one night that it happened, I said, okay, this will be one time thing only, and you're just going to be a toy. But then that one time only was really great. So we were like made for that episode. So I told him, okay, you can be my boy toy, which ended up being like 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week, if not more. And
Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn.
girl, I'm telling
Damn.
you, shit. Okay,
I
I'm being
remember you
real.
talking about it.
Yeah,
Being
we've
honest
talked
about it,
about
you gotta
that.
give her that.
We've talked about that. I'm being honest about it.
you got to be
But
honest
then
though.
he came
What's
at
up,
me
Brown?
6 months into it. He came at me and he was like, Bree, he's like, I'm developing feelings for you. And I was just like, whoa, because I had just gotten
See,
out of a relationship with Gary. And I had just gotten out of that relationship, and I was not wanting to get into another relationship. And I'd been like 4 months without having sex before I'd slept with this guy. And then we was doing our thing, and it was great because we would watch football every night, every weekend. We was playing pool, playing darts. We was kicking it, just having a good time. But then when he said he was developing feelings for me, I was like, this is going to lead to trouble, because I know my ex, who anybody that enters my life, he likes to threaten and literally just, he likes to ruin everything. And this is Seth's dad. So, I mean, it's pretty hard because, I have to deal with him on paper. So we have to co-parent. I have to find a way to co-parent the right way. So I went on the celebratory thing that way. Hey, yeah, I'm missing out a little bit on life, but at the same time, I'm not having the drama and the arguing by me dating other people, because he seems to think he owns me. And if I get into a relationship, then he goes crazy on the dude or whatever. And next thing you know, I mean, it's just drama that I don't want. I don't want Seth having to be in it or anything like that. So to protect my son and to stop the drama in my own life, I decided to become celibate and just do what I have to do to be a co-parent and stop the drama. But if I could go back, now I look at it, yeah, I might have entered that relationship with home dude, because it was great and we was really good friends. And I guess I turned him out because he ended up, poor boy, he I ain't even gonna go there. I ain't gonna put him on blast like that. But
You pretty much did already, Bree.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Put him on blast already because he's falling in love. But yet you were like, okay, pump brakes. This ain't going no further than this. He's already on blast.
Aaron,
Right.
I ain't scaring Chris away. Chris already knows these stories.
Yeah, but
But,
here's my thing.
I mean,
Listen to what you said. It sounds like you still letting that man control your life. And see,
Yes.
that's one of the difficulty part of this relationship.
Mm.
yeah.
How do we handle that? You got somebody every time you're in a relationship, they coming in trying to ruin shit. How do we
Exactly.
handle that? What is the solution to that? Because
I'm searching for that.
Move far
I'm
away as
searching
possible.
for that, Chris, because I mean, seriously, here it is. Hands down, because I've told you everything that's going on. So with me, I have to deal with court papers. I have to co-parent. I don't want to take my son out of his father's life whatsoever, because I feel my son needs his father. But his father still hands down believes that I'm the only one that will be in his life, and he's going to be the only man in my life. He cannot accept the fact that I do not want a relationship with him on that level, because I can't stand being a prisoner in my own life. And that's what our relationship led up to. I mean, he literally imprisoned me to where I couldn't have friends, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. And it became very depressing. That's why I had to get out of that relationship. And, you know, to this day, it's like, what the hell? You know, why do you act the way you do? If I try to even talk to someone else, he's doing background checks on them, all kinds of shit, and then trying to haul me into court. I mean, it's crazy. If I was to literally bring out all the court papers that I've had to go through with him, people would be amazed with the shit that I've went through. But I've sat there and I've sat back and I'm like, I just don't want the drama, and I don't want to hurt another man that's wanting to come into my life and without them knowing up front what I have to deal with. And, you know, I don't want them hurt. So I'm straight up, hey, this is the situation I'm in. You can chill with me. I'll be there with you. I'll talk. I'll be down for you, whatever. But you got to respect what I got to deal with. And I don't want no drama brought to you. Now, I haven't had a man step up and say, hey, you know what? We're going to face this together no matter what. And I'm going to be the one hands down that's going to be, fuck him. You know, I'm here now. But I don't want to put that drama on anybody. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, it's hard. It's hard when you have a kid and then you bring in somebody else and the drama and shit.
But you never know how it would end up if you give somebody at least a chance. I mean, I get what you're saying. I completely understand that you don't want it. I'm the same way. I would avoid drama at all costs. But sometimes you got to take a chance. I say this because my older brother just told me yesterday practically the exact same story you just gave. How he met a woman. She has children with her ex-husband, or they're going through a divorce. It's not even finalized. And he's coming to my brother, or he's asking her for my brother's phone number to talk to him, man to man or whatever, about him ruining their marriage, even though he ruined it 3 or 4 years ago when they separated. Now, my brother says that this man has nothing to say to him because my brother is my brother is his boyfriend. Wait, let me get this right. My brother is his girlfriend's son's football coach. So he already has a bond with at least one of those children.
Yeah.
And that son looks up to my brother in every way, because not only because he's his football coach, but because now he's dating his mother. The father, on the other hand, is in pursuit of my brother because he doesn't like the fact that she's moving him, on. Even though they've been separated for 3 years. She's giving my brother a chance to take that role in which her ex-husband failed on 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got a question to ask you, because you said something that kind of stunned me. You said this dude will find out who you with and go do background checks and all that shit. Well, first of all, how is he getting the information of who you dating?
Because no, I don't. He's stalking. I mean, literally stalking.
That's what this man is trying to do to my brother. He talked about going to his job just to...
Private investigators, you know, screening your phones, doing everything. Yeah, I mean, it's bad.
My brother won't back down, though.
Yeah, give him that. Certain situations like that, man, it's like you just got to be careful, because a lot of men these days, like we all are saying, are very possessive. And even in Bree's case, this is one of those cases where, like, it's going to have to come down to saying, you know, enough is enough. Eventually, you know, whenever she's ready to do it, because I'm pretty sure she's not right now, which is okay. But at the same time, though, it's like if you want to,
there's a protective order, and there's a protective order in place over that situation.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, well, it's time for you to live, because, you know, from what you told me and you've told Crystal, it's like, I know this is a very sad situation that has to come to an end, whether you want it to or not, because, you know, you got to live too.
You would never be, you ain't gonna never, who is breathing? What is all that breathing?
If anything, who that?
Yeah,
sorry, am I breathing? Am I breathing loud?
It sounds like you're having some sex.
Sorry. My mic is right near my nose.
You sure about that, Anna? You sure you and
Yeah.
your boy
All
ain't
right
doing the
now.
nasty?
No, he's a
And that's like
crafter.
you going, shh, what? What's your damn? You done hard.
Yeah, right.
My mic is right there.
Trying to hide it a little bit. You can't see the
yeah,
face. So in this
when
case,
you
you probably like got the camera like a little like to the side, so you can't see anything.
Oh,
right. um, yeah, Bree, you're gonna have to do something about that, you know.
Well, you know what
Because
I've been doing.
if you let this man keep doing this to you, and I say this to the men by the women, man, y'all keep letting folks do that to y'all, then y'all would never be happy because it's almost like you would never have no privacy. Because if you got a private investigator, which I don't know, if you ain't with nobody anymore, why would you waste money and try to hire somebody to see who you dating? That's stupid.
Because
That's
it's
stupid.
called being controlling and possessive. They don't know when to stop. It's a narcissist.
Right.
Selfish to me.
Yeah, my
no,
man
that's
Young Jay said,
absolutely selfish.
yeah, my man Young Jay said, if there's drama with the baby dad or ex-husband, I'll end it immediately. I'm not going to prison for a killer. A nigga will end up getting killed over a woman. Too many fish in the sea. Brother, hey,
I
salute to
agree.
you on
I
that, brother.
agree with that.
Salute to
Yeah,
you
Yes,
on that,
salute.
brother.
and see, Jay, exactly your point right there is why I choose to keep. It's not like I don't want to choose to keep myself in that situation, but I don't want that happening to
Well,
anybody.
I actually
So
wanted to
I
share
fully agree.
something that happened with my ex-boyfriend and my current boyfriend. Um,
Okay.
because when I first started dating my current boyfriend, my ex, he knew where I lived because it wasn't too far from where he had lived. So he got an apartment in the same complex. And so he would always try to come over to my place and stuff. And I'm like, no, go away. We're not dating anymore. I'm nothing. Just back away and stuff. And one day my boyfriend was over and my ex came to the door, and I mean, I didn't want to answer the door, but my boyfriend answered the door and they got into a scuffle and my boyfriend got his hand cut. And so now he's like, I'm never getting caught off a guard again. So now he's all like loaded and prepared for anything to happen. And time the door gets knocked, he's already at it with some type of something just in case.
And
And it
see,
was,
I don't
I'm not
want
fighting nobody.
anybody to have to deal with that.
I'm not fighting
That's
for any
crazy.
woman.
Nope. Lie.
well, no, see,
So
the thing
about
wasn't even over me. It was well, I guess technically it was, but
That's over
my,
Yeah,
you, baby. That's over you. That's
yeah.
over
no,
you.
No matter how you look at it.
well, yeah, but I mean, it was messed up. Like, even I was irritated because I'm like, seriously, do I have to like end up hurting? Well, I didn't have to hurt my boyfriend, but it was like, do I really have to hurt the ex for him to stay away? He actually ended up getting deported like 2 days later because he broke into my apartment while I was sleeping.
Jesus.
See, I
Yeah.
mean, there's crazy people like that, and that's
Yeah.
pretty much the situation I've been dealing with. And luckily, you don't have kids involved in that, because when a child is involved in that, that really complicates things a lot more. And I don't want to ruin anybody's life over a situation that I've had. So, that's why I'm upfront about it, and Chris can tell you, he knows everything that's going under plus more. So,
Yeah, no, I thought it was some really messed up stuff because I had been broken up with the ex for like about 3 months before I actually started dating my boyfriend. And
and
it
for
was
them
some,
3 months,
That's not
did you
that's not a
know if
long
he was
time.
stalking you? Did you know
well,
if he was following you or anything for
he
him?
kept calling my phone and he didn't work too far from where I worked and we lived in the same like area but not the same building, and then he ended up getting an apartment with a friend who ended up getting an apartment in the same building as me.
So he
See,
planned that.
he
He
was
planned
stalking
that.
you. He was a
Yeah.
predator.
so let me ask you all a question. I'm asking the chat the same question too. Listening to what now who is that now? Who's that now?
Chassie, you had you.
Praise the Lord.
Damn.
Chassie, mute
What
What are you
yourself.
doing?
You sweeping leaves?
Yeah,
No, I'm
sounds like
walking.
I got it.
walking on
She
leaf.
got her
So let me,
strut on,
Raking?
shaking
let
that
me ask
ass.
let me ask this question to the panel, and I'm also asking the audience this. Based on what Anna said in her story, that her boyfriend got involved in that situation, should your current boyfriend get involved in that situation if the ex is still coming around? Or should you just let them hash that out? I want to know that. I'm asking the panel and the chat.
I would take a non-violent approach. Like, of course, everybody's gonna defend themselves if somebody attacks you. But if I'm in that situation, I'm gonna just take a non-violent approach, asking what is going through his head. Think about his future, what he needs to do to progress. Y'all not together no more for whatever reason. This is
Yeah,
my chance.
that's
Right.
actually how it started. It started off as them two talking, and then my ex started getting violent and just brought out a knife out of nowhere. And then I even joined in to like kick my ex out. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is going on and stuff? So I mean, it went from being peaceful to talking. Like they were talking about being in Mexico and stuff, and then out of nowhere, the ex just started trying to stab him and shit.
And I can guarantee you, Anna, for them 3 months that y'all had broke up
Jesus.
before you started dating your current boyfriend, I guarantee you he was stalking and watching every move that you was making without you even knowing it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
3 months
it's
is not a long time. I'll say that honestly.
hey, I was young,
Okay,
okay?
get a pass
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yes, I get a
Yeah.
pass.
Well,
I
Anna, he had
was
a flashlight. He had flashlight, binoculars, telescope. He looking everywhere. That's something that you
Magnifying
with
glass,
everything
Sherlock
that.
Holmes, Inspector Gadget.
yeah,
Hey,
and I
hey, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, Team Chris, well, you won't believe it. We got the beautiful Island girl on the panel. I never seen you on the panel. Heard your voice.
Island.
Welcome,
Hey.
Island.
You guys are too cute. Thank you for that warm welcome. My Seahawks are not playing. My son decided not to go out to brunch. So I'm like, my house is clean. And Chris Thorns is on. What?
It sounds like a great day.
It
Welcome to the
is,
chat.
Sabrina. I'm
Welcome
like,
to the panel.
thank
It
you
means a
so
lot.
much.
And I'm glad you
Welcome to
get to
the
get on the panel here with us,
All right.
darling. We have
Yes,
fun
Welcome
on
to
the
yes.
Team
other
Chris.
ones.
Yeah,
Welcome
I
to
Sabrina,
the
really
team.
like having you on panels.
I was listening
Yeah.
to the show yesterday and I was like, wow, me and Sabrina have so much in common as far as how we raise our boys. My son is my life. He is an investment and not in a
Thank
way that,
you.
financial or anything. He's just everything good that I've done with myself that my parents have done with me, I put it into him.
Hmm.
And he's 17 years old, goes to school his senior year full time. He works. Um, and he's ready for college. His scholarships are coming in, and he's not even thinking about prom. He's thinking about college.
Good.
Exactly. And
And when
that's
I
how
heard,
Seth is.
That's different.
Oh,
yeah,
you know,
he's
speaking of that island, you said
Island
he's
girl.
17.
yes, he's been working
Okay.
since he was 15 and a half.
That's
But yeah,
awesome because I just got a letter yesterday in the mail, and Seth is 15, and I've got colleges already scouting Seth at 15. And
Good.
I'm like, wow, because at the end of this year, he'll actually have enough credits to graduate if he wants to. But
hmm
he doesn't want to graduate because he wants to continue playing football for 2 more years, before he goes to college. But I got a letter in the mail yesterday of colleges actually scouting my son, and that just warmed my heart to be like, wow, he's 15 and they're already trying to set up grants and full scholarships, full paid rides on his mind, not his athletics, just his brain. And I'm just
yes,
like,
Good.
that is phenomenal. So, happy mom.
Alan girl.
Congratulations.
I'm happy.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Alan girl, I'm happy that you get on the panel, but when you get on the panel, don't come here and breathe no more because you're gonna get the big head, okay?
Oh, whatever. We see who's got the big head. Come on now.
Don't come in her no more because she's gonna get the big head. Nah, but anyway,
Well, I was just using that to segue into what your topic is today because I'm a single mom and have been. I consider, even when I'm in a serious relationship, which I am now, I still consider myself single, just for the fact that I'm not married to
Yeah.
whoever I'm with. And when I was with my son's name is Apollo, and when I was
Did you
when
name
I
him
had
after a Greek god?
my brother named him after Apollo Creed.
I knew it.
How stupid is she? How stupid is she?
Okay.
See, I did Seth also after a Greek god, so yeah.
And he lives up to his name like fully. I could never picture him being named anything else.
Exactly.
So, Alan, you heard what was going on. You heard about the topic. We talking about sex and attachment. We talking about difficulties in relationship. Period. We had some people in the chat that said women can get attached after sex. We had somebody on the panel said that's not true. What's your theory on it about sex and relationships, or better yet, sex before a relationship?
Well, I was 19 when I met my son's father, and he was 27. And I've always
Oh
been
my
mature,
God.
so I could, I thought that, okay. But, and he
You and I
wooed
are on the
me.
same path.
He wooed me. He was a man already. He wooed me. I was a virgin until I was 18. I took that
Yeah.
seriously. All my friends, they were all my friends were like having sex in middle school, and I'm like, why for what? And I said, you know what, I'm gonna wait. And so and we were together for 5 years, and I had him with my son when I was 21. And after me and his father broke up, I was celibate for almost 10 years.
See, God,
Be-
Alan,
I
we
was
sharing so much.
I was celibate for 9 years, 4 months, and 5 days. I
You
know
got
it.
that countdown going too, don't you? I have that countdown on mine too.
And I only stopped because I wanted to make that.
Y'all get that dick for the first time, y'all gonna go crazy.
For real.
I've only had serious relationships. My body count is low, y'all.
No, but Chris, what you should really saying, anyone who gets that is gonna be happy.
Absolutely.
Them boys gonna act a fool.
Y'all I know that y'all gonna have lassos, cowboy hats and shit. Y'all gonna have all that shit. Somebody gonna be going crazy. Somebody gonna be going crazy.
But see, here's the thing. The moment that gets changed, whatever man steps into that role and gets that man is going to be locked and loaded for the rest, because he's not going to know how to act.
Oh no, he was using the person that when I decided not to, when I was like, what am I waiting for? I want to have sex. Shoot, I'm 33. What am I waiting for? The person I decided to do that with, afterwards, I was like, oh, this is gonna work out great. We can just be, fuck buddies. He was like, no, I want a relationship. I was like, what? and that's another, I think women can have, if they're just, I was very busy being a full-time mom, a full-time student, and I worked full-time with at-risk youth. I didn't have time for dating.
Exactly.
I didn't have time for social things. My friends were like, hey, are you alive? But, I wanted to have that release, because I love sex.
Everybody needs that release.
Just hey, FYI.
Especially y'all two.
Alan, you and girl,
gentlemen,
you and I, we live a life together. I swear.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all gonna be like that dude on the first scary movie when he nutted and the female shot way up to the ceiling. That's how y'all gonna do when somebody get a hold of y'all. He gonna fire that shit.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
You said if I heard you right, you said something about fucking, and you said you wanted more, you wanted a relationship. So when you did that to a guy, what was his response when you said that?
I actually, when I first called into Tommy's show, I described this because he was asking, what is the most messed up thing you've done in a relationship? And I told him it was that. Like I just wanted to have sex, and he wanted a relationship, and I was like, whoa, buddy. You know, I've been celibate for a long time. I'm not in the market of a relationship, but friends with benefits, okay. But he wasn't having that. So I gave the relationship a go, and it didn't pan out the way I wanted. And he was the type of person to have toxic relationships, like back and forth. And my logical brain doesn't allow me to do that. You know how men, they want to break. Oh, you're getting too intense. I want to break. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I miss you. I want to get back with you. And I said, okay, just that one time. And then it was back and forth, wanting to be back and forth, and I don't do that. I'll cut you off real quick, and I won't backslide because my mind won't let me.
So you saying the guy wanted a relationship, not you. He wanted a relationship.
Yes.
Yep.
Now I'm not saying that's nothing unusual. That's really not nothing unusual. But now I guess it all depends on the mindset of a man. You know, if he's one of the type to say, okay, I just want to hit it, go about my business. I come around when I want it. Or like I said again, you know, use the term simp. You know, and this term I say simp because looking at your picture, you are a very attractive woman. So if you gave him the coochie, that's another plus. And to him, you would be a dime piece on his arm, so there'd be a major plus. Because you know, some of us as simps, when we get dime pieces, man, we squish it like butter. You know, you can pretty much run us over. You know.
Yeah.
All because you're fine. All because you're fine. You got good coochie. You tell us any kind of lie, we'll believe it. You just straight simp. Straight simp.
Well, thank you.
Type of move too.
Text you every 30 seconds. Why ain't you ain't responding? Why you ain't responding? I just text you. Why you ain't responding? Goddamn.
Back to the gadget again.
You just text me. You ain't trying to respond. Goddamn.
His life was full of drama, and I don't do that.
I think if a woman is just looking for sex, she should not have a problem finding that. She's a woman.
Heck nah.
No.
True, but it's
Yeah,
quality sex. The quality
It's the quality.
is difficult.
What do you mean quality?
The trust, because we don't want just any short dick man.
So wait. Why should it matter? Why should it matter anyway?
Because it's
Because men are selfish. They get their nut and they're like, okay.
But
I'm
that's
like,
what
no.
you want. That's all you want.
no.
No.
But listen,
my-
if you just want sex and you fucking with a dude that just wants sex, you can't expect this dude to have the best sex. This dude ain't in love with you.
Are you kidding me right now?
Oh
Yes,
my
I'm
God.
I expect to get mine too. So you ask me,
I wouldn't
hey
care.
babe, are you done? Have you gotten yours? And I'll say, okay, you can come.
Babe, but you're talking about just having sex. You're not talking about a relationship, are you?
No, but
No,
the
it's
thing
not a
is,
relationship.
So
Even
why
if you're
are you
just-
calling each other babe if you're not even together?
because it's just it's like
That's
a word
stupid
like
as hell. I'm not gonna call a girl I'm not with babe.
Dude, that should be nothing
I'm
new
not
to you. I
gonna
think.
call no girl that I'm not with babe.
I think it
I don't
depends
know.
on the person.
I think you're kind of. It's not the Tinder kind
That
of.
doesn't make any sense. Why would I call a girl that I'm just fucking babe? If I
Because-
wanna go-
I don't
if I
know.
wanna
He
pay-
calls me that.
If I want to pay a prostitute,
Hold
if I want to pay a
Check it
prostitute,
out. I don't know what world you living in, Scholar, but this goes on everywhere, bro. I mean, they call you got people that call anybody babe.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
but see, my thing, because this world is stupid. I grew up with grandparents. That's because people are retarded. I grew up with grandparents. I grew up from a background where I seen when I seen a male and a female work together. So, like, my thing is, if I'm not fucking with you, if I'm only fucking with you for sex, then I'm gonna treat you like a prostitute. I'm gonna fuck and keep pushing. I'm not thinking about no intimacy and whatever that bullshit is. I'm not thinking about none of that. That's just, there's so many people that does this bullshit, and that's why I don't be around a lot of people, because people are just retarded.
Well, I'm sorry. My whole thing was when I got away from that relationship, I needed to.
Relationship.
My initial one.
Oh, I'm like, huh?
Yeah, I needed to, I was in depression after that because he broke my heart. But I needed to get back to work, and I just needed the attention of a man. And I went back to my first lover, and I said, "Hey, I want to propose something to you."
What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
And
he serious?
You're so horny one.
Was it just physical attention?
I waited.
There's a difference. Yes.
I haven't had sex in a long time, and when I finally did, it kind of like,
I told you,
the floodgates open.
It's like Bree, right?
And as long as it was safe sex, what's wrong with it? I'm not hurting anybody.
That kills me. The floodgates.
It was responsible sex. I don't see what the problem. I wasn't coming up pregnant. I wasn't having abortions. I don't know what the problem with that is. And that was very like I had typed in. Just be honest and be upfront.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, you know what? Let me ask Cola, because I'm trying to understand where he's coming from about the baby thing and all that. Because, like I said, bro, we in a time now that we said it to anybody. I mean,
I'm not.
Really
I don't.
Yeah, like I said, it depends on the person.
Yeah, I mean,
it don't even matter. That is just stupid.
I can go to people and say, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" I mean, just a humble.
Yeah, it's like a pet name.
What?
I don't have
Are you kidding me?
I call people a hun.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Like he just hit his head, like, what the world's going on here?
Why would I pay?
So hold on. What you saying is, in order for us to use them pet names, we got to be with somebody. Is that what you saying?
But those names are, people say babe for a reason, though.
No, they don't. Have you been?
Where
are you from, boo?
Listen, if they don't, then why do I don't do it?
Where are you from?
I'm from LA, the known city known for motherfuckers for having prostitutes.
Oh, maybe you're dealing with prostitutes because these are.
It's not about where I'm from, because I have heard people say babe to people they're not with. I have. I'm just kind of remarked to hear it on this. That's why I'm like, huh?
What?
Like, I expect to hear this on, like, somewhere on Facebook with a bunch of crazy, weird people that just fucking and, call each other babe, boo, but not on the Hangouts.
Well, Scholar,
what?
Let me ask you this, brother. Because I'm kind of confused too, but then again, at the same time, I'm kind of getting what you're saying. But now you have elders. They would call you that. Hey, baby, how you doing? How's it going, sweetie?
Okay, but
it's a Southern thing also. I will say it's a Southern thing.
Okay.
It's in our vocabulary. It's how you doing, honey? How's things going, baby doll? Things like that. I mean, that's just how we talk in the South.
Okay, now I know where y'all going. Okay, now I know where y'all going. Now,
yeah, I think
there's ways
into it.
There's ways to use that word in general. I understand that. Like, it's no different than saying, like, you tell somebody that you love them, but it doesn't mean the type of love like in a relationship love. If I have a home girl or how like girls or dudes that been together, not been together, I'm saying like been friends for a long time growing up.
Yeah, and
like,
you got love
you,
for
dog.
them.
Like, I love you, dog. Like, I know you're not saying you love him intimately, but I was speaking on the fact that when people say babe to people they're having sex with, they're not having intimate sex, but they're just having sex, but they're not in a real relationship. That's why I'm saying, why would you say babe?
Well,
Now I got what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay,
we were
see,
speaking.
I think there's a difference between
Because-
having fuck buddies and then having lovers and then having
Yeah,
a
exactly.
significant other. Because fuck buddies, it's just you get it over with. Lovers, there's a type of intimacy that doesn't come with all the strings of having a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And then the
Right.
boyfriend and girlfriend, there's like the 3 stages of sex. There's fuck buddies, lovers, and significant other.
No, wait just a goddamn minute. Wait just a goddamn minute. Now, hold on. Wait just a goddamn minute. Because I'm feeling guilty. I'm feeling guilty now. Because when I'm boning, I say baby. And when I'm boning, I be like, ooh, baby, this shit good. I say baby. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling guilty now. So, what should I say when I'm boning or if I'm laying next to somebody and we bone buddies, you know what I mean? So if it's good,
Damn,
well,
damn,
Oh,
girl.
my
I gotta give you a dap on that one.
I don't think,
Sabrina, crazy.
Oh my god.
I mean,
I'm like this. Hey, baby, hey, oh, this shit good, baby. What am I supposed to say?
Exactly, Chris.
I just
Said I'm
answered
guilty
you.
as charged.
I just answered you. Damn, babe, I gotta give you a dap on that one.
I guess what you call
I
somebody,
see what y'all saying. Like,
what you call somebody is not the
It's
same as
gonna
what you
smack it,
refer to
flip
them
it,
as.
rubbing it down. I mean, shit.
I mean, I
guess
call
it's
a lot
oh,
of
go ahead.
people hun. I don't care if you're male or female. But when I had people who weren't my boyfriend and they were just either fuck buddies or lover, I would still call them hun. They would still be my dear. They would still be like in Spanish there's a word called querido or and stuff, and that's it translates to dear.
Man, like I said,
I gotta respect my boy Scholar, man, and I'm glad we're having this subject, man. That's why I'm glad he's on the panel, man. That's my dude right there, man, because he's coming in
I
a
got
whole
a
different perspective.
I got to pump
A whole
up.
different perspective. Yeah, the whole different perspective, and that's what we're about, by different perspectives. Like I said, I get some of what you're saying, but still, brother, like I said, I don't really get it, because when I'm smacking it, flipping it, rubbing it down, oh no, I say baby. I say baby.
I understand, like I said, like
I say baby.
once we got the understanding of the differences of how words are being
Jesus
said,
Christ.
I understand exactly where y'all coming from now. Because like I made the example of you loving somebody doesn't
Right.
always mean an intimate thing. So now I understand what you guys are saying.
Okay.
I'm thinking that you guys are talking about somebody y'all not really together, but y'all calling each other babe and baby and all this like consistently as if you guys are doing all this shit.
No. That's what I'm talking about too. Cause like I said, if I have company or something, you know, what I mean, we cool, you know. Sometimes it may slip out, you know. So, hey, baby, can you pass me this? Hey, baby, how you doing? Hey, hey, baby, let's go out and do something, you know. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying you're saying it means any harm, but, you know, it's just a way of talking, you know.
Right. And that's what I'm
just a way of
understanding
talking.
now. That's what I'm understanding. Yeah. And then you say you're from the South. You say you're from the South because now I understand. Right.
Hey,
now
I'm from the north and I do that.
Well, I like now I understand why. I don't know who said it, but now I understand why somebody asked me where I'm from. Because where I am from, you don't do that because it means like a girl. If you say hey baby to a girl where I'm from, it's like baby. What? Baby? I ain't your baby. What the fuck? I don't know you. Like, so it's kind of like baby.
I understand because up here in the north, you can't call people like certain things unless they were raised by someone from the south.
Yeah, it is a southern thing. Yeah, it is.
It's a southern thing, big time. Because down in the south, we have our own vocabulary, I guess you'd say. I mean, every time I'm talking to someone, it's what you need, babe, what you need, hon, you know, and some people will say that's being flirtatious, but it's not. It's just the way that people in the South talk to each other, you know, and
that's what I'm gonna go with. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. You know, now when Scholar said what he said, I get there because you got some people that will take baby, and they'll be like, "Oh, you call me baby," because I had that done to me before too. I said, "Hey, baby, oh, you call me baby." It didn't make them blush. You know what I'm saying? But you got some that say, "You call me baby." I ain't your baby, nigga. They'll say that shit. So you know.
Exactly.
You know. So now since he said that, I get that part of it. I get that part. But go ahead, Alan. Go ahead.
Oh, peaceful. I'm
I think
sorry.
I think it's he might be trying to get to when women trying to overanalyze words that men say, and then they get caught up as, well, he called me baby. Does that mean we're in a relationship? No, that's not what it means.
And
it's just
that's very true because
when you're intimate with someone, even though it's just sex, it is still intimacy. So when you're together and you're however you in the bedroom or whatever, on the balcony, it just you're into each other at that moment, and you're whispering all these sweet nothings, and baby comes out, then it comes out.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's daddy, sometimes it's mommy,
it's
poppy,
the build
whatever.
up. Yeah, it's the build up that because I think women need a little more foreplay than men need to get it going. I mean, at least in my experience, there's a lot more foreplay that's involved.
I definitely
And
believe
so,
that.
I mean, you can't just say, "Come on, baby, let's go fuck," or "Come on, let's go have sex." I mean, that's like an immediate turnoff. That makes me feel like, ew, that's just gross. That's disgusting. I mean, I know that's what we're gonna do, but saying it like that is just
Hey, Anna.
That's
Hey, Anna.
prostitute talk.
Anna, there's been nights when I didn't even say anything. I just walked through the door, took off my coat, I had nothing but heels on, and I didn't speak the whole night.
Oh
and
my
I left.
God.
And he
Watch
texted
out
me.
now.
I'm getting hot in here.
He was like, "Oh, that's how you feel. That's how you gonna be." And I said, I didn't. I just blew him a kiss
Just
and then
throw 'em
left.
down and do what you got to do.
But see, yeah, that's different than like the whole prostitute thing. If you tell a prostitute, "Let's go fuck," they know what that means. They're not going to feel offended because that's what they're going to do. But if you tell someone who's like a buddy or someone who you're semi close to, and that's what you guys do, you can't just say, "Let's go have sex," or "Come down here so you can suck my you know what." I mean, it sounds dirty. It's just it's gross. I mean, but if you say like if you say sweeter things, it sounds better. So then I mean it's
stuff, haven't you?
No, see,
You know what? You know what's wrong. You know what's wrong with people today? They have lost the art of seduction.
Yeah,
I
like
love seduction.
I agree with that. Yes.
Like I can't like me and my boyfriend, we can't just say like, "Oh, let's go fuck." It's like no. I was like, there's a couple of hoes down the street. I'll give you a 20 if you want to go do that. You can tell them. If you want to make love, be together, get close. That's something I can do. But have sex or fuck,
there's been some times when I'm like, man, let's go fuck.
Yeah, but it depends on like the situation. Because like if you're both in that raunchy mood, then it can come out right. But if one of you's like a hopeless romantic and the other's not, to say to the hopeless romantic, "Let's go fuck," that's like, great. I just lost all urges.
Wait, so you want to make love to somebody you're not with?
No, I'm talking about in a relationship. Like,
okay. I'm just making
but
sure because I got.
There's also, Anna. There's also like sexual games you can play with your partner, which entices the thing. I mean, role playing. I mean, you want to come in, you want to be like, "All right, dude, I'm finna fuck the shit out of you," and you're gonna sit there and take it.
Oh, she loves cops and robbers. Yeah.
Hey, I have handcuffs, but not the fluffy kind.
Oh, I do too. I got the shackles too,
right?
The whips and chains.
Hey, Chris, you hear that? I love cops and
robbers.
I
hear it, bro. I hear it. So let me ask y'all ladies something. So I heard you right. I felt like you said you had on a coat, and when you dropped the coat, you had on nothing but his, and then you blew a kiss at the dude. Now let me ask y'all something. Why y'all play them coochie games and then wonder why we act the way we act, knowing damn well
That's
we
not
want to. Why
playing
don't
a
you sit there and
game
say,
if you walking in and you about to tell him what's about to happen. You ain't gonna say a word. You taking
That's
it off and you
different.
saying right then.
Exactly.
No words.
It would be
No
different if
words.
she took it off, said nothing, and then was like, "I don't want you." What are you doing?
Wait a minute, hold on. Maybe I'm hearing
A
it
game
different,
would
'cause I
have
thought
been a game is if you come in. No, Chris.
No, it wasn't a game, Chris. It was. Let me.
Wait, just
Hang on, let him re-explain himself.
The understanding that I'm getting is you dropped that coat, you had none but high heels, and you didn't give them none. That's the understanding I'm getting.
Oh,
No. I came in.
She threw him down and said she's taking it.
Yeah.
I came in, took my coat off,
My
took
bad.
his
Okay.
hand,
Okay.
went to the bedroom,
It's gonna come.
and
Okay, because that's one of that's a sexual game. That's fun as hell.
for an hour
Now
or
I
so,
miss
I
that.
did not speak to him. I did not say one word at all that whole session.
Well, I'm not good with
the
reading
talking,
between the lines.
the talking was the body movement. That was the talking.
Exactly.
So just
There
like
was no
Scola
need for
said,
words. She was doing the deed.
just like Scola said, I communicate with body language. What if y'all got somebody who can't pick up the signs?
Well,
Hell,
then you
Oh, he
help him out a
don't
little.
pick it up
No,
really quick.
I've been fooled. I gotta say a story. I've been fooled by women. Like my girl one time, I told my girl that it was a chick at the gym that she worked there, and she said she was talking to me, and I said we just we were just cool, whatever. But she was like, "Oh, you don't know. She probably flirting with you." And I'm like, "Nah, I don't see that." And she was like, "See, y'all don't understand body language. Y'all don't be realizing what women be doing." And I said, "Well, let me tell you a story."
God's honest truth.
I told her, "Okay, yeah, but I got one." I said, "Let me tell you a story, since I don't believe in that body language shit all the time." There was a time also where a girl she was giving me the signs, everything, and I was like, "Okay, let me go ahead and talk to her, whatever." I started talking to her. I asked how she was doing and everything. And then when it got to the point in the conversation when I said, "Are you talking to anyone?" She was like, "Oh, well, I have a boyfriend, and blah." I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, so.
See, that's why I always start off my conversations like, "Yeah, my boyfriend tells me things like that all the time, and if they want to continue, well, I've already let you know."
Have a good day.
Some women just want attention.
See you later.
That's true.
Exactly. But it's like, okay, you just want attention, but you wasted another dude's time by having him come to you. But then if we don't come to you, you would say, "Well, I gave him all the signs." It's like women play too many manipulative games.
Mind games.
Exactly.
I absolutely agree. That's why I'm straightforward with it.
And this is how I know I've been with, not saying I've been with a tons of women, but I observed a lot of women, and I'm in a relationship. It's going on 2 years, and I have learned that women hurt because women are supposedly inferior to men, which means that they don't have like the strength that men do. So women's power and strength comes into mind. So they have to manipulate to get what they want. So if they want attention for that day, they gonna manipulate you to get it. They might not want no dick, no sex, no nothing, but they just want attention, and that's it. Because
I'm straightforward. I tell my hun. I'm like,
you're right there,
just
G.
look at me. Just stop playing your games and look at me. He's like, "What am I looking at you for?"
Wait, hold on.
Depends on the woman.
I want to follow up.
Yeah, it depends on a woman, and each woman does manipulative things for every different reasons.
Scarlett, you're right on that point. Our body language, it will tell you whether it's for sex or just conversation or just, whatever.
Yep.
So you have to be able to read between the lines without saying a word. And it's hard because, it is like a mind game, but there, like with that story you told, she could have just been wanting conversation and attention from somebody because she wasn't getting it at home. Didn't mean she want to have sex with anybody, but she just wanted somebody to pay her attention and make her feel special for the moment.
But
Yeah,
see,
because
the
I
thing
have.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say.
I
something.
was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say that my boyfriend, he sucks at emotions. So I mean, I have other guy friends who can give me like that male perspective, and my boyfriend knows it because he knows he's like anti-emotions. So he knows I have guy friends that are specifically just to hear me whine.
But that shouldn't be a surprising that the emotion far from a man. Here we all got crazy emotions when we don't like each other.
Every man has emotions. Every man has emotions. Every man has emotions. Damn, what the hell is that?
What is that? What is that?
Oh, sorry.
This time.
Someone's dying.
Something fell.
It ain't me.
Beat up. How do you already have a set on my panel?
Like a fat person knocking
I
shit
know
over.
that. Wow.
There's a murder on the panel. This is the evidence.
Yeah,
There
like
was a
pot
scuffle.
banging
We
and
heard a
slamming
scuffle
over
at
the door.
this time.
Leanne, there's a book. It's called Leanne asked a question, is there a woman's handbook that explains all this stuff? Well, it's not just a woman's handbook, but it is a book. It's called the Karma Sutra. Go get it and do some deep reading, and you will learn a lot of very valid points.
Man, you also gotta find that guy friend who's like not. I don't want to say the guy friend that's sort of metrosexual who doesn't mind talking about sex with another female and giving out the guy tips. I like those guy friends. Those are my favorite friends.
Oh, you talking about
Hey,
gay
Scholar
dudes?
for
Talking about gay dudes, right?
No, I said metrosexuals, not the gay dudes, because gay dudes don't get it sometimes.
But I don't understand. Like, how can he talk to you about sex if he doesn't want to have sex with you unless he's not attracted to you?
Well,
No,
you get those
there are
friends.
some.
Yeah, you can
You
have
can't-
There
those.
are some of them guys that will sit there and tell you what they'll go against bro code. They'll break the bro code and they'll tell you actually what guys are thinking.
Yeah, because
You
I
know,
always
guys have
like,
that bro code thing, and girls are always trying to get into the, well, what are they talking about? What do
what
they
does
mean?
he
So
mean?
you do have them few guys out there that will break bro code and tell the truth.
Yeah, like
about
I
it.
only have one guy friend who I can actually go, I'm like, okay, dude, I need you to translate this for me. He's doing this, and he didn't say this, but this, what does he mean? He's like, oh, he's just being
1, 2,
annoying.
3,
He's just
4.
messing with you. I mean, it's like, oh God, thank you, a guy that understands this stuff. I mean, but not a gay dude. I mean, I'm not saying gay dudes are like not knowledgeable, but it's like people in like that same sex, not the same sex relationship, but like in a similar situation as you, or like a guy who's been in that situation, they're able to translate for you.
I mean, I talk to females about, you know, how dudes get down, but those females normally are just homegirls or females that I don't have any attraction to, or females that I grew up with, or you know, but that's the only people I can see because being friends with the opposite sex is very hard if you're the opposite sex, and if they are only, like I said, if they know you like a brothers and sister, okay, or if they don't find you attractive, okay, but other than that, I don't see it's not gonna work.
No, Scott, I absolutely agree with you. The guy that I'm talking about, he's basically like my big bro.
Okay,
so like
then, okay,
and I'm like, I need your help.
Well, everybody got one of those. Everybody got a friend like that.
Let's get Justin and DJ to speak on this, man.
Hi, Aaron.
Hello.
What's going on, Aaron, brother? How you doing, brother?
I was just coming on because I was trying to figure out how I was a metrosexual just because I talk about that shit.
Well, okay, not all guys are metrosexuals, but the metrosexuals are a little more helpful because they're not as, I don't know how to explain it, but in my experience, they're not as.
Why you just say men that's cool men that don't mind?
Fine, there, what you said, those words.
I find myself.
What you said, those words. Yes, let's use those words.
Because I myself find myself talking, I would say mostly to younger girls, but no, not for me, but trying to keep them from falling for the okie doke the dudes play. Because I know who I used to be back in the day, and I look at some of these young girls that hang around friends of mine or whatever, and I'm like, y'all falling for some bullshit. Because I used to do that bullshit, so I can speak on it. But I mean, and I talk to people my age too, but I don't see myself as, you know, that metrosexual person, even though I talk about it, but don't want to focus. So.
My bad, not metrosexual, dude. That's cool. Okay.
My feelings.
My bad.
I guess she just, most of the guys she talked to probably were metrosexual, so she probably just.
Yes, the most of the guys that I had conversations with were metrosexual.
She ran with it because most of the dudes were metrosexual.
Let me get the other guys in on so Justin, you hear what's going on, man. Wow, you know, nice way these women talk make you want to get some. So what's your thoughts, brother?
I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on it. I can't really add to it. So.
Justin just laid back.
We on a topic that I ain't currently involved in, so man, I'm a little salty here. I'm on a dry spell. Y'all not helping.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm sitting here going through. I'm like, damn, dry spell. But it's by choice.
That's where you do phone
so.
Entertainment.
Wait, what?
Anna, I think you letting a lot out, girl.
Yo, when Island Girl said floodgates, I was done. I couldn't.
yeah. That mean that's why I said she just like when that dude was he flew to the ceiling. She thought them floodgates over he flew to the ceiling. So Anna sound like she's something serious, boy. She sound like she's something.
Oh yeah. She the real deal.
I would like to touch on something that was mentioned earlier about mixed signs or not getting signs or whatever. I'm really bad at signs. I'm extremely bad at getting signs from women. I missed a lot of opportunities just because I didn't catch on. And like you mentioned, Chris, you used to saying, "Hey, babe, what's up, baby, what's up, baby." For some reason, I just physically can't do that. I can't call a strange woman baby. I can't call a strange woman hug.
Don't do it. It sounds weird if you're not used to it.
Let him finish.
I just can't do it because I overthink so many things. I'm thinking about, what if she take it wrong? What if she feel like I'm harassing her or something like that? Whether she does or not, whether she does or doesn't change the way I think and the way I feel. So I'd rather just not do it. And I've actually come across, like Young Jay said in the chat, that woman thought you was gay because you wouldn't try to have sex with her. That happened to me more than one time, and it's always black women. It's not always. I'm not always in the pursuit of sex. I don't think I've ever in my life been in pursuit of sex. Mostly because it always comes to me. But I don't pursue it. There's so many.
That's what I'm saying, brother. You made a good point. It all depends on how the woman take it. Do they take it as that they used to hearing people saying, "Hey, baby," or do they really take it as when you say, "Hey, baby," that means something to them and they got a different thought? Or you got someone that say, "You say, baby, I ain't your baby." They say, "I ain't your baby." So it's their mindset, man. How they taking it, you know? And I think a lot of that, if they take it that serious, it comes from insecurities because in my teenage years, I kind of got like that. If a female call me baby, that shit used to have me mental like buddy, you know what I'm saying? She can say anything she wants to me. And she pretty much had me the palm of my hand. She used to have me the palm of my hand. But, you know, I got wiser, you know, to know that everything ain't what it seems. You know, so you got to, so we living in a world now, understanding is the key.
Yeah.
That's the word we're living in. Understanding is the key. What did you mean by this? Or before we have sex, what's going to happen after? You know, are we going to try to come together, or are we just going to be friends with benefits? So we're living in a world today that understanding is the key. Everybody needs to say that with me. Understanding is the key. Everybody in the chat needs to say understanding is the key. That's the major thing. Understanding.
I had the same situation that Scholar had earlier. I want to chime on that too. I was at the mall buying some sunglasses. The girl was working at the kiosk, and I guess she sparked some conversation with me. And like, okay, so I'm sitting there talking to this young lady for about 45 minutes about just things we have in common, our interests and all that stuff. And I had to go, and I said, is it possible we could talk later? And she said, "No, I got a boyfriend." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." You just wait to see how it is in my life. I can't even.
That's how it is.
Yeah,
I can really. That's all I'm saying. I can agree. Like I'm saying, like I understand where Justin was coming from because, from my experience, like I have actually, like, I talk to Black women, I talk to white women, I talk to Hispanic women, I talk to Asian women, and I have noticed that I just have to say this because this has to be inputted. Like, Black women have a different way of like communicate, like of communicating with you back and forth, and a different way of like showing interest in most of the, you know, maybe white women I talk to, or most of the Hispanic women I talk to, because like, for example, like white women are they're a little like what you say indirect too, but they're a little more direct than the Black women that I had.
Their analogies are a lot easier to understand.
Yeah, it's more simple. Like like all women in general, they are very indirect. They all are, but each one has a level that's easier than the other. Like the Black women are way more harder, because Black women, they can say they like you, they can say all these things, but they'll tell you at the same time, like, well, you know, well, I am talking to this one dude, or, you know, I am doing this, I'm doing that. And it's like, wait, okay, so what the hell do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? But like the white chicks are more like straight up, more direct. They'll say, well, I'm just looking for somebody to just talk to. I'm currently having issues with, you know, my current boyfriend, but I'm just trying to look for someone to talk. Like, they'll just say straight out what the problem is, compared to like.
You want to know why? We don't want to play mind games.
Exactly.
We tell you
That's what I'm
exactly what we
saying.
need.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why there's so much fuckery in the different races, because they want to play mind games with people, and it's not right, you know. And with, as you were saying, like with white women, I'm straightforward. I tell you what I need and what I want from whatever conversation or whatever's happening. I'm not going to sit there and beat around the bush, because that's how things get twisted.
Exactly. And it really is a difference of my background. All this other stuff has to be added into it too. So it's so many different like varies in different situations that comes into just one person.
No.
So each person is going to be a different experience, but it's going to have some type of similar common ground, you know, but it's going to be a different experience entirely. Not entirely, you know, but it's going to be a different experience on certain things. Sorry about that. So
having this show remind me of that song by Jamie Foxx. What you say? Cause you know what I like and you know what I want. What it called? Can I take you home, girl? Y'all made me think about this shit. Talk about all this fucking and can on.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sometimes guys can be the same way. Like, you can have different races and like they all approach you in a different way, but they're all asking for the same thing. It's like, because when I dated a white guy, he was a little more subtle. He was a little more subtle, a little more cautious. I mean, but it was all the same thing. But when I had a black guy, hey girl, get over here. I wanna holler at you. I'm like, I just met you. No.
I can't do that either.
Bye. I'm like, it was, to me, it was just, like I said, I think it's so gross. It's like, if you want to holler at me, just be like, hey, sweetie, or hey, what's your name, or something that's not just like, hey, I think you're really sexy, let me tap that. I'm like, really? Are you seriously?
It doesn't fit into their character. That's why they do that.
I know, but even if they said something even slightly sweeter, it would have been like, okay, I'll at least give them 5 minutes. Let's see how this goes. But then as soon as you say that, it's like, talk to the hand, I'm leaving, bye. It's like, it's not even in consideration of like,
y'all still say that shit, talk to the hand, y'all still do that shit?
Yeah, I thought that was done.
Well, excuse me, I still use it.
Y'all know everything that is from the past comes back to the future. You know, I mean, seriously, everything repeats. So, I mean, yeah, I actually said talk to the hand the other day to someone. I raised it. Matter of fact, it was Chavis. I looked at him. I said, talk to the hand. I don't even want to talk to you no more. And he was like, Mom, what'd I do? I was like, psh, leave me alone. You know.
That is so 90s.
Well, see,
I'm a 90s chick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I was born in the 90s, so I mean, it never really left my circle.
That shit's still.
I want yeah, y'all started with the eye roller. Y'all started with the eye roller. Then you started with the
neck roll. Ooh.
You know, my boyfriend makes fun of me because I can't roll my eyes.
You start doing that shit in circles. You start doing that shit. You start doing that shit. Y'all just invented this shit all year. And now you still doing it.
You're going to be single doing that shit.
No, I tried to
talk to the hand by yourself.
Yo, don't black women got that? Don't black women got that arch snap thing where they go like?
Oh no, it's called the Z snap. It's the Z snap. You go from the left. You go from the right to the left if you're left-handed.
Hey, you know like they did in Living Color. They did Living Color. We get 2 snaps in a circle. Because them boys you kill me.
Remind me of Low Down Dirty Shame. Y'all remember Low Down Dirty Shame, the gay dude?
Yeah, I remember that.
So y'all talk about so 90s, and yet seriously, the 90s was the last greatest decade.
Yes, it was.
Thank you. I know. I was born. I made it best.
I just said the cult of the hand is over. 90s in general was the shit.
Yeah, and I wish we could go back so bad.
Yeah, I miss the 90s. I miss the 90s. 90s, you didn't have so much bad shit as is going on today. I really miss the 90s. You know what I mean?
You know what I don't miss about the 90s? Well, lack of technology. No, I'm just messing with you. I miss floppy disk. I miss floppy disk. Okay, they were cool.
I actually still have a computer that I use floppy disk on, Anna.
Hey, I wrote my first story on a floppy disk.
But I mean, I will actually say, you know, back in the 90s when we didn't have all the technology that we do today, it was so much more fun because we had the imaginations and we had to get out and socialize with people. And with technology, it has broken down our communication gaps because you're not talking face to face no more or anything, and you don't know what somebody is trying to explain just in a text or anything like that.
I found out that people don't know what freeze
and its bad points.
Right. And I'm glad you brought it up because I can't stand a female who would sit up there and text me 1,000,001 paragraphs. When I get you face to face, you ain't got shit to say. That burns me up. That burns me up.
I agree. That is the worst of things.
Burns up. It is.
I know that's not about me, so that's cool.
Or you get on the phone, they quiet as hell, and them motherfuckers be texting while you're on the phone. Cause you hear all the kicking and talking and shit. Right now, you text while you're on the phone.
It wasn't a lot of kids obese either.
Yeah, no, that's because we actually went outside and played freeze tag. The living room, the living room floor was lava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember the pencil. Remember the pencil machines, like where you put the quarters?
Oh yeah, and you actually had to crank them.
Yeah.
You know, I actually saw one of those, and someone was like, "How do you use it?" I was like, "You see this hole right here? You stick the pencil in, but it's not turning on." Yeah, that's where you get in that elbow grease and you crank the thing. But see, I hated those because I'm a lefty, so I always had the awkward sharpened pencils.
Yeah.
Or I would give someone something of mine so they would sharpen my pencils because I couldn't crank it straight. Mine's always like being lefty.
I remember Hogs. Hogs was like Pokemon cards in the early 90s.
Yu-Gi-Oh! In the back of the school bus, whooping some buns.
No,
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna beat y'all all with that one. You got the y'all remember the oh god, it was just on the tip of my tongue. The Garbage Pail Kid cards. Those were the very first trade-in type cards.
Yeah.
That's the 80s.
Yeah, that's very old.
Those are so
No,
old.
that's the 80s. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
I'm an 80s baby.
That's old.
That's very old.
But I still have them.
Hey, I still
have
got
them in a
Pokemon
card
cards.
book. And you know, it's crazy because I was talking to VA earlier on his show, and we was talking about our collections. And come to find out, VA and I, we're both like very big pack rats when it comes to collections. And I was like, damn. I was like, you know, my mom and Seth, he was raised to know. I never picked up things off of the tables. My little whatnots and things like that. I never picked him up and took him away from out of place. He was just taught that's a no, you don't touch, you know. And so he would never mess with things. And like with certain toys, he knew which ones he could play with and which ones had to stay in the boxes, that they were collectibles. And it is just crazy how that goes, because we've got collections of wrestlers, we've got collections of every gaming system that has ever been created. We have at
High
least
five.
one or two machines, you know, at least one machine, if not two. There's a couple I have 3 or 4 on, but I love Mario Brothers still. That's still my
Mario
shit.
Party played it last night.
I love Mario. He's still my shit.
What's up with you women in Mario Brothers and Pac-Man?
Hey, I don't like Mario Bros.
Hey, I like
Pokemon.
Donkey Kong too.
That's all they can
I
play.
like Donkey Kong too. That's my shit too.
Oh, I was a Sega Genesis. I was a Sega Genesis and a Nintendo.
Oh, see, I was strictly Nintendo chick. And Nintendo and PlayStation. That's it.
I like Sega for
Mortal
Kombat, and for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh,
and
yes.
also
Wait,
that
that's
other game. Oh gosh, what was
Banjo
it?
Kazooie.
No, Bandicoot. Crash
Bandicoot.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Justin
Hey,
said
Legend of Zelda.
What happened?
There we go.
What you gotta say, bro? Justin said he has.
I've got every Zelda game ever made.
It was going back to something Anna said earlier about technology in the 90s. And it's somewhat related to relationships, where one of the best parts, I would say for a man, when you pursue a woman, it's that curiosity that drives you to pursue that woman. That curiosity, not knowing anything about her, wanting to know about it. Back in the 90s, you had these hardline phones. You had to wait at home by the phone for that phone to be free to use it. And all you do is think about this woman you want to call.
Yeah.
You don't get that opportunity to say everything you want to say. Like now, you can tell a person your entire life in a few text messages. You couldn't do that back in the day because you couldn't always have access to the phone the whole time. I know I didn't, because I lived in a house with my brothers and my parents, and we had one line. This is in the 90s.
We had 3 girls in my house.
You could not talk on that phone for longer than an hour.
That's true. Yeah, I remember.
Right.
And one of the best parts about pursuing. Oh, I was saying one of the best parts about pursuing relationships is that curiosity. That's what drives you to want to talk to a girl. And now you don't. It's not the same.
It was more men had more confidence back then.
You used to make mixtapes, and you would take time to write letters to each other, and you know that type of communication is like gone.
Yeah,
and I'm like.
My boyfriend thought it was funny that I still write him letters and get him like cards and stuff, and I write notes in there, and he's like, I have a giant pile from you. I'm like, I know, but no, going back to the curiosity thing, I think that goes both ways, because what really attracted me to my boyfriend was his curiosity. He was the kid in the back of the class who was extremely brilliant. I mean, how was I not going to want to know more?
A lot of girls back in the day didn't care about them.
Yep.
See, today's time, like these girls go after these nerdy looking dudes. Like back when I came up, it was like all the hardcore thug looking boys and the ones that was popular, the ones that was in the sports, and they was getting all the females. And then the only females that was left was the ones you didn't want. You know, the ones that was just like, the ugly black ones are the just the ones that you be like, oh man, hell no.
Piggyback on what Justin was saying, you know, electronics does affect the relationship too, because you got some guys that just gaming back then, especially when Nintendo 64 was out and their wrestling games was the shit back then. I actually had females tell me that these niggas could not get off the game, and they female down there be half nigga ready to do something, and this motherfucker still into the game. Talk about let me get one more match in. Let me get one more match in. So, and I think that's so crazy that a man can keep his eyes on a video game and see his fine woman dick in the hell. Somebody you've been fucking phone for how long? And you worry about a game that's gonna be there when y'all get through fucking, unless somebody come in and rob you. That gang gonna be right there as soon as y'all get through. Or you trying to get that one last wrestling match in, man? You better get the fuck on out of here.
Preach. Preach.
I wish my boyfriend would try to tell me something like that. It'd be like, I'm going for a walk. Luckily enough, even though he's a big game nerd, he knows I come first because I'm not as available as his games are. So,
well, Anna, the way you sound like you always come first.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
She got a
her way goes the highway.
No, I share. I make it a dual. It's a 2-lane highway, but it's a 2-lane highway for a reason. You do a favor for me, I do a favor for you.
I don't always need to finish because I just want to get back to my video games and stuff.
See, if you want to play your video games and you don't want me to shut it off, if you don't want me to shut off your video games, you give me what I need.
That's what I'm talking about. I make sure you pleasure. I don't need it. I'll hook it up later on in the shower. I'm going back to my bed.
That's why it's in a corner.
I advise you not to do that because you get on a video game afterwards, female gonna think so negative about you. She gonna think her sex wasn't good or nothing like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell her
that. It's not that. And it's not that, man. You know, because we gotta build our energy back up. You know what I'm saying? See, you get one of the good ones. You gotta chill for a minute. Chill. I say we talk about come on. I still want some more. I want some more of that cherry pie. But goddamn, I gotta do something to get back in the motion. We can't go back to back like y'all women can. And I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all motherfuckers can go.
We're Energizer bunnies. We keep going and going and going.
Y'all just there say y'all want some more, and we be dead ass tired energy drained like hell. Y'all see me talking about y'all want some more. Goddamn.
Chris, that actually reminds me.
You gotta know how to use your focus without thinking.
I'm
like,
gonna pull a Donald Trump on you. You need to get some stamina. I'm gonna pull Donald Trump.
No,
you need to have the stamina.
Oh Lord have mercy.
No, but Chris, that actually reminds me of what happened about a month and a half ago. I had started overnight, so I was never at home at night, and so for a whole week I messed with him, and then it was a Saturday, and he was like, "Please, I just want to sleep," and I'm like, you asked for it. So, but now he knows. I'm like, save it for the weekends. Otherwise, I can go a whole week if you want.
Let me get DJC, man. You pretty much older than all of us, I believe. So, man, you'd have been there, done that, man. So you know the game. So you're hearing all us youngsters, man, you're youngsters, talking about this, brother. So what can you chime in on, brother?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take it back to the old school for everybody. And like, I know Aaron is like sort of my age too, so I'm gonna probably get with him on this too, for everybody to listen. Like I said earlier on, for me, I didn't have to worry about pressuring no women for sex because all I did was save my time with them. I got to know them, and then all of a sudden it just happened natural. Yeah. But at the same time, though, for me, if I have to worry about pressuring you for it, I don't have to have it. I don't need it. For me, for everybody here, when it's time, it'll happen. But this day and age, everybody is like a microwave. Everybody wants to have it in a snap of a finger. You got to have it right now. You got to be on full blast. You got to be 9 inches or 12 inches and ready to rock and roll. And for me, it's to me, you got to take your time in order for this to flow in the right direction so everybody is happy. I don't want to just get mine. I want you to get yours too, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
And if anything,
and if a man don't want the woman to be able to get off, then he's just a piece of shit. Because when you're in that intimate real, whether it's just friends with benefits, you're in a relationship, whatever, you both want to pleasure each other. It's not about being selfish. It's about doing what you got to do for each other. At least I would think so.
One thing I want y'all guys to understand is this. Just like I mentioned earlier, sex is the only the ice comes to relationships. Everybody's too much worrying about the icing, but don't want to make the cake to get to the icing part.
Exactly.
That's right.
With relationships, I've seen too much.
Salute.
Okay,
Real talk.
here it is. In the 90s, back in the day though, like let's be honest about it. In the 90s, like everybody and their mom was talking about having sex here. R. Kelly and every song that used to come out on the radio was talking about having sex this, having sex that. And then at the same time though, it's like, okay, the roles tended to
Why do you
change
think
back
we
in the
had
day
so many
too.
babies out of the 90s?
Yeah, and
I
plus,
mean, they
believe it
was
or not,
making the
and-
music for us to
Yeah.
be having the babies.
right. That's what I was going to say. And then also, even before the 90s came out, the 70s and the 60s, it was the same thing. But just, it was like the Barry Whites, the Isaac Hayes, and like certain people that probably ain't going to know who they are. But say, Aaron, myself,
Yeah.
we will know who they are.
No, I know who they are.
Where the good music
I
came
like
through.
me
though.
some Barry White.
Okay, there you go. So in this case here, it's like the times have changed from the 70s going all the way down to now it's the 2000s. And like with relationships and even courting, as they say, it's like the roles are more reversed. It's like, it's like the guys aren't doing what they used to do to get these girls, much less keep these women. And then, you're hearing about side pieces, side chicks, side dudes and all this other stuff. I even got a story for you guys. I met someone that was Spanish a few years ago where I actually heard that she was supposedly dating 5 dudes at one time, but yet she wanted to talk to me. And I was like, nah, you got to go because I'm looking to get married, which I will be eventually. See, and the thing is, then she kept coming in my face and like I wouldn't speak to her that much. I'm like, hi, how you doing? And like keep it rolling. And then I would hear like, oh, he says he's not talking to me. Da, 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 da. I said, well, in this case here, I'm hearing that you got 5 guys on deck. What do you want me around for? I don't need to be around someone that has to be like dating 5 other dudes besides me. No, I'm not like that.
Right.
And also, though, found out. Oh, hold on, see. Then I found out also that some dude was supposedly having sex with her on a daggone apartment's daggone stairs. Now I was like, oh hell no.
She's a hoe.
You way out there. You're out there doing stuff like that. It's like, nah. I'm a gentleman at all angles and all ways. I am a gentleman. I'm gonna treat you like you are. You are a woman. You are somebody's child. You are somebody's daughter. And to me, if I'm gonna like hear about you having sex with somebody else who like just treats you like a piece of shit and a piece of ass, I don't need to deal with you.
And I'm glad you said that, DJ, because she's so used to getting fucked, and by you not giving her the attention that she used to get, it's weird to her. It's weird.
And see, that's where it falls back into the how do you get out of these bad relationships or deal with complicated relationships? Because, like you just said, a woman who is mentally used to just being fucked or betrayed or whatever, they don't know how to escape because that's what they're used to. So they think they're supposed to be treated that way.
Yeah, and that's wrong because if anything, it's like it all comes down to like how they're seeing their parents growing up and seeing that their fathers, like whether their father's in the house or is not in the house. That's the main thing that teaches a woman how to be treated, whether they want to admit it or not. And it's
Yes,
the same
it
with the
is.
men. If you treat your mother right, 9 times out of 10, you're going to treat your girlfriend or your wife just as good or not better. Because that's what I learned back in the day. And at the same time, I've dealt with women that had the worst emotional issues in the world, but it's like, baby, like that. But at the same time, though, you have to make up your mind to understand either you're going to treat me as these men or I have to let you go. Because guess what? We all have baggage, but at the same time, let's not put all the baggage from both our relationships or all the problems that we used to have into this one, because it's never going to work.
See, DJ, that's where I was saying earlier, you coming out of bad relationships or whatever, whether you know it or not, subconsciously, you will use, triggers from that bad relationship and put it on to that man or that woman, you know, and not even realize that you're doing it because it's like you're expecting something bad to happen. So you end up screwing up what could have been a good thing.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Because a lot of times, y'all go ahead.
and damn, every time I talk, I lose my train of thought. Man. Hold up. Damn,
That's
man.
the freedom for you.
Yeah, I had to
I
do it,
could
right?
comment on that, but I'll keep my mouth shut.
Yes,
Well,
please
then,
do.
whatever you finna say ain't
Oh,
gonna hit me. No,
it
you ain't in Louisiana, so it's not gonna hit me in it. So ain't gonna hit me in it at all. But anyway,
He gonna be driving.
Uh-huh.
Lord.
It ain't all that far.
It ain't but a 4-hour drive.
At least you ain't flying.
Justin, he gonna put you on a plane. Watch out.
Right, I guess so. Come and get that cookie. But you right, but
Yeah,
you right,
y'all,
but,
TMI.
just like Alan Girl said, man, this is a damn good conversation, but damn, my boyfriend get ready to play, man. I might have to shut this shit down, man. My boyfriend
Hey, I
play.
was about to
Oh,
tell
yeah,
y'all, I
it's
got to
coming
go in about
on.
2 minutes. I got to get ready to go. The boys
Yeah,
are getting ready to play. Sorry, y'all.
Is the game showing on TV? Is the game showing on TV?
Yeah, it's on CBS.
On my TV.
Okay, damn.
Oh,
But let me say this right here, man. You know, so the moral of the topic is, you know, we gotta have some kind of solutions to stop making shit so difficult when it comes to relationships. I mean, it's not impossible to have a good relationship, but we as people make it difficult.
Respect and
You
honesty.
know, I mean, yeah, that too. You know, I mean, we make
That's
it
all you
difficult. You
need.
know, like we said, electronics. You know, the electronics fucking up our minds. The video games. You know, some of us don't want to put down a video game. Some of us just want to fuck everything that we see. You know, some of us are emotionally detached. Some of us are emotionally attached. Um, it does a whole lot of
Hey,
stuff
Chris.
that makes it difficult. What's up, brother?
No, I mean I don't mean to interrupt. I just want to say that's why on your Team Chris on your Team Chris group, I said that the music has like a big effect, especially in the Black community. Like the music has a big effect on why we don't take relationships serious, why we don't really communicate. Because like y'all just said it too. Like when DJ C Smooth was talking, like y'all just said it. Like if you look back in the '80s. If you look back in the 70s, even in the 90s, there was still R&B music that was more about just, hey, I want to fuck. Hey, I want to fuck. Like shit like that. It was like, how can I keep a relationship? It was always that dude. Y'all remember like Boys to Men and,
Yes.
you know, like when, like, y'all see these videos of the dudes singing, talking about, I want you back. And, you know,
Yeah.
so,
Down on bended knee. Down on bended knee.
Like, why do you, if you notice, like, people can't even, like, people have to, like, you notice today, people still have to go back and getting, like, old R&B records in their relationships today to keep that. Because you can't find anything nowadays with the same melody, with the same compassion.
You know, I don't even listen to current music because of that. My boyfriend, he goes all the way back to the 50s because he likes that. Yeah, I know he goes way back. I swear he was born.
Jay said lots of symphony. He said lots of symphony in the music.
Exactly. Symbology was 101 in music back then.
But here it is, though. Let me jump in this real quick. And like, I'm glad that Scholar had mentioned that, because in a lot of ways, yes, the music pretty much played a role, whether it was in the 80s or the 90s, like to where relationships have took the turn for the worse. Now, I bring up this group called Mint Condition a lot.
Oh, man. Yo,
number two.
Who's going back?
Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Number two. These men talk about not just sex thing, but talking about the relationships to where they're going bad, to where like they're trying to do the right things to keep your relationship, and even ask the question. Chris knows the question: what kind of man would I be? That whole thing right there, it killed it right there.
You know, I love that song, and that's like everyone needs to hear that song to not cheat.
Ask the question. There's even more. I'll give you one more. After this,
What
it's like
song?
they asked the question. They asked the question. It's like, okay, I've got a situation where I can actually cheat on my man, or I have a man that can cheat with somebody else's girl. You don't hear that no more.
Nope.
And the thing is, you got to get back there, because guess what though? Whether it's hip hop music, you know, even some of the new R&B, you're hearing about people going out and going after somebody else's girlfriend, and all of a sudden it's more like you just sliding all in the back door. You don't look at the consequences if you do that. Now, let's go to the next one real quick. The fellas came out with another song called "Walk On." I don't know if you guys heard that before.
That's my shit.
Guys,
That's my shit right
a lot
there,
of the
bro.
girls,
Look,
a lot
I'm
of the
gonna go
girls,
find it
a
right
lot of the
now.
girls ain't gonna like this. Hold on. A lot of girls ain't gonna like this song, because now it's the guy that's saying something. 99.9%, 99.9% of the music you heard was a woman getting on a man about something he was doing. I heard in years that the guys had said something that's like, yo, I gotta walk away from this stuff.
Thank you.
It's too much for me.
Yeah,
I have to walk
that's a
away.
good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what?
And fellas on the panel, tell me the last time you've heard a song that was like that.
Right.
Nah,
Hey, hold up. Let me say this real quick. I forgot to say that. Hey, y'all, it's the Bounty birthday. Happy birthday, brother.
Happy
Justin.
birthday!
Happy
Oh yeah, it is a
Happy
cool birthday, man.
birthday! Hey, October buddy! Your
Yeah,
birthday,
I'm
October
my birthday
buddy!
next week, y'all.
Hey,
Oh,
my
Charlie,
birthday
you
was
up
last
next.
week,
Happy
so
birthday.
happy
I
birthday!
saw
I was
that,
waiting for
bro.
that, Chris. You should have said that as soon as I hopped on.
Yeah, hey, bro, you know what? My fuck, I told you earlier this morning, man. I got so deep in this conversation, man. You know, shit. Hey, y'all, I do not want to stop this show. This is a damn good show, but I gotta watch my boys, man. I gotta watch my boys. I was trying to see.
I tell you what, I tell you what, sir, you just go watch your Cowboys and I'll keep the show going. You just go watch your Cowboys, mute yourself, and I'll keep the show going.
Hey, Justin, how old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
Dang it! I'm still a week. I'm
38. I'm 38.
Oh, wow! I would have believed you at 20. I don't
You look
believe
younger than that.
Yes,
I thought
you
you was
do.
literally like 27 or 28.
1978.
Exactly. Well, anyways,
DJ.
I am born
Yes.
a week earlier.
What was that song you was talking about the men putting down that they
It's called
just
"Walk Away," right?
Okay, well y'all remember Iman, who came out with the song "Fuck You, I Don't Want You Back"?
Oh yeah, I like that.
I heard about that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, there's plenty that's out there.
That music ain't the same, man. That was like people like get fuck out of your feelings, and you know people nowadays saying like shit. I ain't trying to be with nobody. I ain't thinking about no relationships. It's about who's gonna fuck who. You know, and it's man, it's just crazy.
I don't listen to mainstream music, but when I do listen,
Chat room, what I'm finna do now, if y'all want this show to continue, I will leave it up for a while and let Bree just take over, because I gotta watch my Cowboys. Or you could we can shut this down, let y'all come on after show, and let Bree open up later, and let Bree open up another panel. What y'all want to do?
We do it after.
Y'all want to keep the show going? Y'all want to keep the show going, or y'all want to go to the after show? Let Bree open up a show later.
You guys should do an after show so you're not so censored.
Yeah.
I really don't want to
keep it up. Let Bree do the after show. Let Bree do the after show.
Okay, yeah. Let's go to the after show, y'all. Let's do an after show. And that way y'all can still talk. I don't have to be in there. I don't have to be online for y'all to still talk. And if Bree want to open up a panel later on, I'll let her do it. And y'all continue this topic, unless you want to talk about another topic.
I love how he says he'll let me do it.
Yeah, and right,
you go with the Lindy Movies, y'all.
Like he's got a choice.
Well, guys,
one of these days, Alice.
Yeah, one of these days, yeah. We're gonna go into the after show, man, and like I said, or Bree, she can open up another panel, she can start another topic, or I will come back and open up another panel later on or whatnot. Appreciate you sipping it. This your topic, brother. Good topic. Good topic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to go into the after show now. For those of you who don't know what the after show is, which by now y'all should know what it is. The after show is once the live broadcast go off air, we still be on here talking. And believe it or not, we have more fun on the after show sometimes than we do the actual live show. So you can come in and just have a conversation, or you can come in and give us topics for the next show. You can also come in and tell us what you thought about this show. You can tell us how can we make it better, or you know what I'm saying, to tell us, give us a salute for a good show, or you can come in and ask when it's the next show. You know,
after show's also good if you don't want to show your face on cam or whatever.
Yeah. Now on the after show, you know, I pretty much let y'all run it. You know, I don't really care about cameras, but I would like it if you would show your camera so people be at ease that you're not a troll. Cause y'all know we had a couple of them that came on the panel as they started rooting for. The shit kind of funny now I'm thinking about it, but you know we had a couple people doing that. Aslan, what's going on, brother? He said he been missing everything, shaking his head, man. Hey, that dude got knowledge. He actually came on the panel one day, man. That bro kicked it. Jay said he got a topic, brother. Send it on either the Team Chris page or send it on the crew page on the Hangouts. You can send in some crew page.
He needs a cold shower.
Yeah, I need cold shower too.
He just jacked us all up.
all this shit sauce and gushing and waterfalls and shit.
Oh man.
I'm gonna do some myself. But they asked for me to drop the link. Let me get that link real quick. Unless somebody else in the chat got it. Let me drop that link because I think Saneta, I can't wait till she get on. She always get on, but she always drop though. You know what I'm saying? I love to talk to her for a minute. See how she doing. Damn, Zeke already scored. God damn it. Let me
man, I'm trying to tell you, dog. He just went in the end zone, man. We're up 7-0.
Damn. Okay. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Love y'all. Before I go, somebody give me a like and dislike count. What's the likes and dislikes?
It doesn't matter.
No, I want to know still.
32-4.
He needs ego points.
33-4.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to the link in the chat. We're going to go to the after show. You can start coming on now. As always, peace. Love y'all. And either y'all going to see me later or y'all going to see Bree later. So, peace.
Bye, Chris.
Peace out.